Today we're looking at one of those cheap items you can find in an old dresser drawer, a box, or anywhere else. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to be talking about something I find quite often. Now, this may just look like a normal chain to most people, but this actually goes to a pocket watch. Not much difference to most of you. If you don't know what a pocket watch chain looks like, you won't think much of it. Now, these don't have to be gold. Most of the ones I find are gold-filled. Now, what is gold-filled? Now, many people think it means that the whole thing is filled with gold. That is not the case. Gold-filled means that there's a thick clad layer of gold, either on one side of the item or all the way around it, both sides of it. So it's just a layer on the top or top and bottom of an item. If it's like a wire or anything, chains or anything like that, the loop parts or the bail or anything, it's wrapped around it and it's bonded to the surface. With gold filled, it has to be 5% actual gold. So if you see something marked 1/20th, 10, 12, 14 karat gold, what that means is 5% of the total mass. So let's say this chain weighed 100 ounces. 5 ounces of that 100 would have to be at least 10 karat gold, 12 karat gold, or 14 karat gold. It has to be 5% or more. Now, if you see something that's marked 1/10 of, say, 12 karat, 14 karat, or whatever the case may be, that is 10% of the total weight. So if it's a 100-ounce chain again, 10 ounces of that 100 ounces is solid 12, 14, or whatever karat grade it is. It doesn't mean at all that it's filled. Something many people mix up. Now, one other thing, too, you'll see is gold plate. Gold plate does not have to have a set amount of gold. It's very thin, way less gold in it, no set standards whatsoever. If it doesn't have 5% gold in it, it could be considered rolled gold plate, which is another marking you'll see on some watches and things like that. Now, one more fairly common one I run into, mostly on British pieces or European, is 9 karat. 9 karat is actually a gold standard you will find. Most of Europe, I have seen some form of 9 karat. Now, most of what I find is gold-filled. That's the majority of what I buy and what I mess with. Sometimes they'll be tarnished and junky and dirty like this one here. They will clean up, I promise you. This has been around for well over 100 and probably 20 years. I paid just $1 for this. I bought a whole bunch of different chains, and these are in there. They always look the same. They always have a swivel. Again, we'll look at some close-up in just a minute here, but they always have a swivel on one end with the spring load to clip to the top of your watch. Part of it sometimes has a bar or a watch fob or some ornamentation hanging off of these. So the more of the chain you have, if you have other items that are connected to it, the more the value will be. Now, the first thing to know with watch chains and things like that, some of these can go back for a couple hundred years and they may not be marked gold. One of the first things, that's one of the first questions I always get asked as well. Are they marked? Many of them are not marked. Even some that were marked at one time, it may have been worn off because of where it's marked at. Sometimes it's marked in a spot that would rub on your pants or on your hands or wherever you're grabbing the item at, and it will wear off those marks. So many times it will be gold and may not be marked. Many people miss them because they assume there should be a mark. Before a certain time as well, none of them were marked. It wasn't a standard that you would have to mark them as any type of specific gold standard on it. So for me, it's a plus not having many of them marked because I can score items because everybody's looking for the mark. If you're not a jeweler or you don't know specifics on some things, you may just pass it by for that reason. Sometimes too, when I see a chain or something at a flea market or something, it may be priced at $75 and they still may not think it's gold, and it still may be. There's white gold versions of these as well. Some of them are sterling or gold, gold filled, any of that sort of thing you will find. Again, most of the ones I run into are gold filled, and that's fine. I've sold gold filled pocket watch chains for hundreds of dollars, and I find them constantly. If I go to a flea market, an estate sale, a church sale, any antique mall, I can find some fairly cheap. I can usually find them in a bag of junk jewelry at one of those places, pretty much almost any time. We find them constantly. In many of my videos, you will see me scoring these out. Even at antique malls, as I said, I sell every single one of these that I get also. This one here, it's gold, 14 karat, it's a vintage one. It's for a vest pocket. So this is a little better, a little different than what you would expect for your pants pocket. This is $3,700. The price is there. Gold weight, there's probably nowhere near that in gold weight, depending on obviously where gold is at any given point. Now here's an early rose gold. It's 14 karat. It's from the 1890s Victorian piece. And it has the bar, as you can see it there. There's the swivel, just as I said. This is exactly what you want to look for, this style of construction. They're usually unique. They usually have something similar with each other. The swivel, the connection, the lengths, and the bar that you see there. Fob would be as well attached at that point. And this one went for $2,850. Now, some of these chains can go for more than the watch that you will find them on. Some people sell the watch and the chain together. I usually take a look at it to see, because many times if you find an expensive watch, you can sell it on its own. Somebody already has a chain for it. So I would split those up, and usually I can get a lot more than most people selling them as a set. Here's a 9 karat example, just as I said, and this one went for almost $1,900. Comparable to a 12, 14 karat of the same size, era, and construction, they can sell in the same price range, depending on markings on them, the company that made it, and things along that line. Excellent example here. Again, this is for a vest pocket. Now here's another nice one. Many of these, as I said, do get mixed up for other things. The one thing I always look for, if it has a swivel. Chances are if it has a swivel, it's a pocket watch chain of some sort or something very similar and will still sell for some money. That is a swivel there, the loop you see at the very top. Usually has a spring-loaded opening that will allow you to clip it on to the pocket watch itself. Most every one I have ever seen has that. That's the key factor you want to look for. Again, it doesn't matter if it's full gold. Gold filled is just fine. Even some of the brass ones, no markings, no gold left on it, will still sell for some decent money, depending on the age. Now here's a white gold version of it. This one's missed by many people. It won't be marked. It will be white and not gold colored in general, so many people may not think it's gold. It may have some tarnish, so you're not going to assume that it's platinum either. Platinum I never find tarnished whenever I run into a piece. This is a fine example here, as you can see, very similar to the one I showed in the beginning of the video. This is a standardized style. Some of them call it a paper clip. This one says it's not a paper clip, but it's basically the same basic principle. Usually a long rectangular shaped piece with a few links of chain between each one. Standard. I see that all the time. I can usually spot something like this sitting on a table from a good distance away. They really stand out as opposed to just a Junko chain of any sorts. Again, it doesn't matter the metal in most cases. Now here's an Edwardian era King Edward. This is an early piece here, solid silver. Still went for almost $200. Most of the average gold-filled chains I can get them, as I said, for $1 or less. Most of them will sell for at least 35 bucks. On average, though, I usually get 65 to 95 a piece for almost any of the chains like I showed in the beginning. Small, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I sell them all, and they all do extremely well. Now, here's another example. This one's gold-filled. This one is marked B-D, which I have seen. There's B and A. There's a ton of different markings on them. If there is a marking on one of these chains, it's worth selling without a doubt. Every one that I have had marked has sold extremely well in that $65 or plus range, regardless of the looks, the feel, whether it's cleaned or buffed or not. Obviously, if it's buffed up and clean to look nice and shiny, they usually will do far better, though. Excellent example here, just to give you an idea. Again, it doesn't matter if it's solid gold. It doesn't matter at all. Even if it's not gold-filled, it will still sell. Another interesting example with, again, the same basic chain as you can see. the rectangular box or rectangular shape with some links between it. The standardized type of chain. There's the bar. At the bottom, instead of a fob, it has a vintage style compass. Chances are it still works. Looks like it's in excellent condition here. Just a fine example, all gold filled, $193. Many people think there's no value in gold filled. I just sold a bracelet for $200 just the other day that was gold filled. I sell chains constantly for 45 plus gold filled. Gold filled can be scrapped at my local jeweler. Again, I got a video talking and showing us go to our jeweler as well. That can be scrapped. I will save up all my gold filled and I will scrap it in. So again, if you've got 100 ounces of gold filled, you've got 5 ounces of either 12, 14, or whatever carat it is of solid gold. Now, if it's 1/10, as I said, you've got 10 ounces for every 100 ounces if it says 1/10 gold filled of anything. It's well worth your time to scrap. Right now, gold is doing fairly well, so something I always look for. I've got a big bag of gold filled right this very second. And yet another one. This one is solid sterling, $172 from Australia for those from Australia who are watching. Nice example. Again, they're all so similar. They always stand out. This one is missing part of it. It does not have a swivel on the end. It's still sold for that much. You can replace the swivels in any parts you want. You can find them across the board on eBay. Here's a replacement swivel right here, 14 karat gold. It's a nice size. They've got the weight, style of chain. This would fit on almost any one that's 14 karat gold. Just the swivel sold for $235. I don't care if the stuff is damaged. Even a gold-filled swivel will still sell for a few bucks. You will make some money on any of these areas. Now, I haven't touched on watch fobs, but watch fobs will connect up to your watch chain, and those can sell for some insane amounts of money. I've seen watch fobs selling for $5,000 and $10,000, some encrusted in diamonds, 18 karat gold with platinum accents, the whole works. Now, a common one I run into quite often on chains, probably the most common item I ever find on a chain, are these faux imitation like wax seals. And it's basically a fob of sorts. It's a weighted item. Any of these can sell for some decent money. Gold filled or not, I usually get 75 bucks or better for almost every single one of these that I come across. I nab up all of this stuff everywhere I go. Antique malls, flea markets, wherever I find them at, I usually can do extremely well. I don't mind pricing them high, and I usually get far more than most other people because I will hold out for these. You get the right person online and you can sell them for a pretty darn good penny, well above everybody else. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
I've lost my head about red. The bold, bright, red, red you get when you use bold. Bold brightens reds with a colorful shower of blue, white, and green, brightening power. Red, 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 red. I mean exactly what I said. Red. If you like red, you'll love